Hey there, Craig Johnson, Canopy Mortgage. Thank you so much for taking time and coming in to discover the opportunity of home ownership. I'm really proud to be able to share with you about 10 or 11 years ago, I created this home loan program called PATH. It is the Public Employer and Teacher Incentive Home Loan Program. Absolutely fixed on helping those that serve our community obtain home ownership or refinancing at a much lower cost. So this is kind of a playbook and the beginning of creating a game plan so that you can become a homeowner or refinance your current loan. So with that being said, let's jump in first with maybe the most important thing to me, and that's my why. And it all starts with my dad. He was a teacher and a coach for nearly 40 years in Southern California. Started at St. Anthony's High School in Long Beach, California. That's a picture of he and I on the far left. I'm probably, maybe 5 or 6 years old. And then moved on to the Anaheim Union High School District, where he joined a great group of guys that I actually got to play for 4 of them when I went to Loera High School, where he spent the majority of his time. And then when Dad passed away, he was only 65 years old. In honoring who and what he was, our family created the Coach Marty Johnson Foundation, and that foundation has given back approximately $140,000 to student athletes so that they can become everything that they are meant to be. So with that, I know that you serve our communities, and without all of that, young people would not have a chance to be who they are. So I wanted to do something and give something back because home ownership has such an impact of creating what I call generational wealth. So let's jump into the home ownership side. So a couple things we're going to learn is about conventional lending, government loans, the differences, and then also creating that path to home ownership. So looking at conventional loans first, the two players, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those are the guys that absolutely run the show here, and they set all the guidelines for all lenders across the United States when we're doing conventional lending. They like to have a credit score at 620 or above. They also like to have a debt to income ratio somewhere between 45 and no more than 50%. Traditionally, they will allow the opportunity to use 3 to 5% as a down payment. And as a side note, they do something called loan level pricing, LLPs. And it is an adjustment to the interest rate, which affects the payment based on factors like FICO score, debt to income ratio, the down payment. Those all factor into making the interest rate what it is. So it can help and it can also challenge. But again, we will look at that as we go through the process. Moving on, we look at the government side, which is all sponsored through government lending. And it starts with FHA, Federal Housing Administration. So a little more credit friendly. It will go down to a 580 FICO score, and it can go down to 500 with 10% down. But it will always have the opportunity above 580 to use a 3.5% down payment. Now, VA loans, another side of government lending. What a great loan that is. Our veterans, those that serve, absolutely should have an opportunity for home ownership and make it as simple as possible. And with that, there's no down payment and there's no mortgage insurance. So it's a really, really good loan. And when we get an opportunity to talk to those that serve, we definitely take that into consideration as one of the viable options to help get someone into a home. USDA, this is probably one of the most underused loans as well because it's really in rural areas, and we currently live here in the great state of Texas, and there are a ton of great rural areas where you can get into a home with literally zero down and a great interest rate, great terms. And again, if that fits where you're currently looking to buy, we would definitely want to take that into consideration. The other great part, there is no loan level pricing. So there's no adjustments. What the rate and the cost of that rate, it is what it is. So there's no additional add-ons, and that works out really, really well. Then we move to some of the differences. First, we're going to look at credit and just review that very quickly here. Again, the conventional side, they like to see a 620 and above, and the higher scores usually have better rates. So again, something we will keep in mind as we go through the journey. FHA, as I shared just a minute ago, 580 and above. It can go 500 to 579, but would require 10% down. On a VA, there's really no set credit score for VA loans, but they do like to see 620 as a guideline. USDA, 640 plus. That's usually their preferred number they like to see. So that will definitely come into play as we look at the opportunities. But the biggest difference you can see is the government loans are a lot friendlier when it comes to credit score. But the conventional loan at the right time and right place, it definitely can play a role in giving you that ability to own a home. Debt to income ratio, DTI, down payment. Those are two other things that we want to just review. So on a conventional, again, 45 to 50% in that neighborhood. And the down payment is 3 to 5. And sometimes those that have 20%, it may make sense to do that. But again, we will look at all the information and help you determine what direction is best for you. FHA on the DTI side can go all the way up to 57%. So really, really friendly as far as debt to income ratio. And the down payment, once again, traditional 3.5%. We can get at 10% down payment when we get to a lower credit score. VA, there's really no, per se number that VA looks at when it comes to DTI. 60% is about where they're at as far as a high number goes. And then down payment, again, 0 down. USDA, also very, very friendly, like FHA and VA. Down payment wise, again, 0 down payment. And again, the big difference, again, you're seeing, I believe already, that the conventional side is a little more stringy than the government side when it comes to the different products that are available. But no matter what, we will look at everything to make sure we uncover any opportunity that best suits you and your needs. So when we look at this, we get right to the PATH home loan program. And what's really good about PATH is it fits right into all of those buckets. So there's no additional guidelines. There's no extra qualifying. There's no income qualifying. It absolutely fits all of those the way that they are underwritten and their guidelines are set. So one of the questions we always get is who's eligible. So the first group there, the Teachers Retirement System of Texas, TRS. Next, Employees Retirement System of Texas, ERS. Texas Municipal Retirement System, TMRS. And the last one, Texas County and District Retirement System, TCDRS. Now, if by chance you do not fall into one of those, but you do serve in a community role, please reach out. Don't hesitate. I am absolutely confident we can plug you in so that you can take advantage of the benefits. And mentioning the benefits, that's where all the rubber meets the road. First one, reduce lender fees and discount in rates. We definitely want to, again, make it affordable. Float down option is available. So if rates drop, there's a possibility that we could float that interest rate down once it's locked. Again, it can be used for home purchase or refinance. It works with conventional, FHA, VA, USDA loans, and their guidelines the way they are and the way they're set. 20-day close is available. So we can close a loan very, very quickly using those products with PATH. Lender paid mortgage insurance, another option that could save you money. And of course, down payment assistance. That is definitely something that has gotten a lot of people into homes over the last several years. Again, it's an underused tool. So again, we will take a look at that and see if that fits your situation. And if it does, we would absolutely want to be able to use that to give you the opportunity to become a homeowner. So then we come over that path that we want to take, right? So we got to find the best fit for your situation. We're going to look at the credit, debt to income, any savings that we have, put all of that together. It's kind of like puzzle pieces, right? Government loans, you can see the flexibility, right, that it had, the lower credit scores, the higher debt to income ratio. Maybe that would be more strategic for us to use. Conventional loans, best for strong credit, rewarding a higher credit score and a bigger down payment, another opportunity. And at the end of the day, what we're working towards is starting to build equity, which what will build wealth. And we want to build generational wealth over time. So we've got some tools that we will show you how building generational wealth literally begins to happen in the very first year. So you can see numbers that will apply to your specific needs and wants and the opportunity that you may be looking at so that you can take advantage and begin to build that generational wealth. So the next step, let's look at that and put this all together for you. So there's three main questions I feel that you should answer, and that will set you down the right path. The first, of course, is should you buy? And we can really simply do a couple numbers put together to make sure that buying today makes sense. If not, again, we can put a plan together and continue that game plan so that we can get you ready to purchase in the near future. How to buy. So once you determine should you, what's the best way to buy? And we've given you some ideas on the different types of loans that are available and the availability of path and how that can plug in and make it much more affordable. And then, of course, the last, and I think it's as important as anything, is having the best team members. So from real estate agent to lender to all the inspection people that you're going to have involved in the transaction, everybody on that team going in the same direction with one cause, and that's to give you the best experience and make sure that you get absolutely everything that you need to become a homeowner as soon as you would like. So my ask is, there's a QR code right there. If you just grab your phone right now, hold that phone up using your camera, and something will pop up there, touch that QR code, and you can book a consultation. I call it my dreams and goal consultation. You can book that call with me, and we can definitely get started and just having a conversation to see how and where we can go and what best suits your needs. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, is making sure that you are in the best place possible today and in the future. You can see my contact information right there on the right-hand side. Please take a moment, jot that down as well. And I look forward to talking to you very, very soon and making your home ownership dreams happen, and definitely being able to hand you a set of keys in the near future. Thank you for everything you do for the communities you serve. You are definitely a true spirit of what it is to be someone who gives. Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye.